Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to my channel. Glad to have you back. We're going to be going over The Young and the Restless that aired today, which is March 7th, 2017. And why don't we just get right on into it? Because it was kind of boring in a sense. Really didn't feel any explosion except for Ashley is really thinking about her feelings and how alone she is, and she's torn with the ideal of maybe Ravi being her soulmate in a sense, since she's had men older than her, same age, and they haven't really come to pass where she basically had a good relationship with them. And she's torn with the idea that for centuries men have been dating women younger than them for ages. And nobody really sets the standard that they are doing something wrong. But once a woman feels like she needs to be with someone younger, she's robbing the cradle. She's a cougar. How dare she? This, that, and the third. So, kind of a double standard that she's dealing with, even though it seems like she is very fond of Ravi and his academics and just being naturally smart. But she's trying to see what she can see in him romantically. You know what I'm saying? So I think the writers need to like make him look a lot older. Because he definitely has the distinguishedness to be able to be in the same room with any type of middle class businessman as well as older seasoned businessman. But anyway, that was pretty much it because I just got tired of Devon just hanging on Hillary's last word or her body because that's pretty much what he's lusting after, her beauty and her body. And that's not the intelligence because he's just as smart as she is, if not smarter. And really, I would have felt him and Mariah may could have gotten something together. But I guess they didn't want to play that storyline up. I'm like, Mariah needs somebody, you all. If she couldn't have Kevin, why leave her alone? We definitely don't want to see her with Ravi. I mean, that's just two opposite ends of the spectrum, too far apart. But anyway, let's go on and get on into the episode for today. We have Jill is still mulling over the future she could have had with Philip Chancellor way back when. She's looking at Catherine's Chancellor portrait over the mantle, and then she's lying down, then she's walking around, just doing some of everything just to keep her mind off of knowing the truth that Colin stole from her once again. Like I said, she's laying down on the sofa, and then she asks Esther to get the doorbell because she heard the doorbell ring. And of course, she's right there by the door. And I'm like, when did Esther go back to being her maid? I mean, I thought they were on equal landings now because pretty much they really are. Because if it wouldn't have been for the house already paid for that Catherine Chancellor left, I guess Jill would be homeless too. But again, I don't know why she loves to be in a self-servitude type position, especially when Mrs. K really had set her up, or Mrs. C, I should say. I don't understand those dynamics, but I guess you can't teach an old, I won't say dog, I say an older seasoned person new tricks when they're just totally engulfed in how they've always been. So it is what it is. Okay. So she gets up and gets the door and she finds that it's Devon. And she asks Devon to come in and they have small talk here and there. And he's wondering why Catherine pictured his grandmother biologically. Her picture is not on the wall. But then my thing is, okay, we know it was Catherine Chancellor's house. We know how she lived and how the house was decorated, this, that, and third. But Mrs. C is not here anymore. So why would we have a picture like we're idolizing, uh, immortalizing Catherine's Chancellor? I mean, come on, people. Ugh. Anyway, moving on from that dead scene. Writers get it right. Anyway, he's wondering why his grandmother's picture's down off the mantelpiece. So Jill goes on to tell him this, that, and third. But he eventually puts the picture right back up on the mantelpiece. See, I would have slapped the shit out of him and took the picture out of his hand and set it aside. You know what I'm saying? Because the past is the past. She definitely did her wrong for several, many, many decades. And then she did leave her some money, which she lost it because she married somebody really crazy and just have no idea of money and, holding on to it for rainy days and this, that, and the third. So it just is what it is. But you don't see her going to his house, taking shit here, placing it there. So that was a no no. But anyway, we go to where small talk is going on with Colin Kane before he goes out of town. Colin is expressing to his son Kane that Lily wants to throw him out and he's scared she's going to throw him out while he's in Tokyo, which he should be because guess what? Kane should have enough money to put him up in the nearest hotel or the athletic club. I mean, come on. They act like they're paying Peter to pay Paul in a sense, but they're, on the other hand, they live in lavish lifestyle. So I'm like, come on now, people. Anyway, we go to Lily. Lily's having breakfast with her dear old dad, Neil. And as they're making small talk, he's asking about her life, this, that, and third. She also wants to see if her dear old dad can have a roommate, meaning Colin comes over there and stay for a spell. He's, oh, hell no. No to the no, no. Can't put up with him. Can't even digest the thought of him being in his house. So then we go to Mariah. Mariah didn't know about a photo shoot, and Hillary's trying to calm her down that it wasn't a saboteur type thing. She had sent her emails. Mariah said she didn't get them, but she's only checking her personal email. She didn't check her work email, and then she would have found two emails expressing that they were going to have a photo shoot on this, that, and the third day, and that she needs to dress a little bit more appropriate than what she usually come looking like to the job. Okay. And then Mariah's looking stupid, but evidently she must have had some clothes that she just keep at the studio just for emergency purposes. So then she goes on and gets dressed after Jordan comes in to try to take photos of the women. So Hillary's doing her stalling tactic, but she ain't really stalling. She's just flirting like hell. Then we go to Phyllis. Phyllis comes to show Robbie the clothes on a particular dress that she tried to order and what the company actually sent her. Now, of course, with her size, her figure, and everything, it's supposed to be like a virtual window where you can take your measurements and put it on the computer, and then it selects the style of dress that looks best for you and things of that nature. And it sent her a dress that, say if she was a size 4, it sent her a 22. You get my drift? All right. So they had to quickly go in and fix the computer error server problem, whatever it may have been. Phyllis said she found out it was a quick fix, but Robbie's going to double check it to make sure his numbers match with her number so it won't happen again. And then, of course, Phyllis goes and gives Robbie a little talk about not getting too close to Ashley because, you know, that it's just not a good fit, not a good look. So then Robbie says he's on. Oh, then Phyllis is asking about the dinner that him and Ashley had, and it's just, he goes on and said, it was a good dinner. They were good friends. Of course, everybody knows he wants it to be more, but of course, Ashley doesn't see it, which she does. She's just trying to play that role. Then we have her daughter, Abby, comes over to see her at Jabot, and she brings her donuts. And of course, Ashley is saying, "Oh, I can't have those sweets. I'm swearing away from sweets." But then it's like she's slobbering, trying to get her hands on that box, and she tears it open real fast and grabs her a nice chunk of a piece and throws it in her mouth. I'm like, oh, okay, I thought you was far away from having sweets, baby girl. But we see all that is skinny, they be really wanting not to have it, but they be craving it. And when somebody see it, they just act like a dog and go ravage it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'm on speaking hypothetically. Hopefully people don't do that to themselves. But anyway, Abby is telling her mom thanks for the advice she gave her when it came to her dad when she had that little business uh, dilemma she was dealing with and she didn't know how to take it or go through with it without her father, being disappointed on her actions. Then Abby tells her mom to stop flirting and making small suggestions to Ravi because she's going to break his heart. He's a young dude. He's younger than her. Everybody can physically see Robbie is taking and very smitten with her, and he wants more than just friendship. You know what I mean? He probably be good and bad, y'all. But anyway, that's a sidebar. Okay, we go to commercial. We come back. We have Devon puts his grandmother pictures back on the wall. Jill is having small talk with Devon about her mess. He's having small talk with her about his mess, meaning Colin and Hillary. Okay. Then Mariah finds the email. Okay, we had did that. She found the email that Hillary had sent her, so she know Hillary wasn't trying to sabotage her. Go from there. We have Abby's getting on her mom about fooling with Robbie's intentions and his feelings, and Ashley says, "I'm not leading him on by no means of the stretch of imagination." But we all know how Ashley operates, okay? Then we have Abby's trying to reason with her mom. Ashley's trying to get rid of Abby because Abby says she'll stay there and watch how she kind of puts Robbie out of his misery, that they're never going to be a relationship. No way, no how, not in this century, okay? But pretty much Ashley's like, I can handle this my own way. Okay, so could you leave now? Thank you for the donuts, but you gotta leave. So she's pretty much getting rid of Abby so she could talk with Robbie. We go to commercial, come back. We have small talk still going on with Neil and Lily at the athletic club. Lily says she has to get rid of Colin out of her house before she loses her sanity. Then we have small talk going on with Kane and Colin. Colin gets a call from his appraiser jeweler friend saying he got the ring back, so he has to rush on out. And then leaving Kane there looking stupid and suspicious. Okay. Then we go to Devon. Devon is telling Jill he can't seem to shake Hillary. And Jill says she knows where he's coming from because she still, in some crazy way, miss Colin as well. Jill said, going back to Hillary and that incident the child had, would that be a joy or a waste? And then, Devon pretty much throws it back on Jill, saying, okay, you had this incident where Colin stole your money, you in the hospital, and this, that, and that. Would that be a joy or a waste? So they both really didn't answer that question, but I think they both figured out they'd rather be with the people that make them crazy and don't respect them all the time than rather be alone and start over in another whole entirely different relationship. So then we leave that situation. We go to Hillary. Hillary thanks Jordan for coming over, doing their updated photo shoots for GC Buzz when Mariah comes in and see Hillary flirting with Jordan. Now she looks much better, y'all, than what she was. But I guess, when you looking like crap, if you put on anything snazzy, it'll be a better look. So anyway, we go to commercial, come back. We have Abby comes by the club to eat, and she sees Neil, and she just joins him without his approval or anything. Just sits, plops herself right on down. Then we have Abby loads off on Neil about her business woes and see if Neil has some, informal advice to give her. He tells her not to give up, okay? Then Phyllis comes by to give Robbie the dress and to talk to Robbie about Ashley. Phyllis tells Robbie, you are younger than her, meaning her daughter. So how did that really make you feel? And of course, Robbie's saying, age is just a number, this, that, and third. And, they are so much deeper than numbers or ages can really compare to make a full difference. Then Robbie gets a phone call from Ashley saying she wants to see him right away. And then he starts smirking and smiling at Phyllis like, see, I told you she couldn't stand being without me. But Phyllis would like, crash and burn, son, crash and burn. Then he leaves her. Then we go to Hillary. Hillary's trying to explain to Mariah about Devon and the kids that everybody's going around the office talking about that they saw or some accountant had saw, and she's spreading gossip about them, around the building. And she was like, once that happened, we ain't talked. He ain't came by. He ain't said boo to me. Okay, so I don't know where he's going. He's playing head games, and it's not worth it. So then Mariah says maybe Devon is just confused, and pretty much Hillary said confused my ass. Then we go to commercial. Then we come back. We have Abby's trying to offer Neil a job, and Neil almost gets choked on his water. He said, "No, no, no, no. I would give you some business advice from time to time, but coming back, no, my loyalty stopped when Victor had made this big old thing and pretty much was running in the ground that he was looking to hire somebody on the outside of his family to run his company. He did it for so many years, building him up, thinking he's going to be taking the reins of Newman Enterprises. And then it turns out he really wasn't going to do it at all. He's going to save it for his children. And he said, blood is thicker than your loyalty or good business sense. And that was just is what it is. So he had to break the connection. And he would never come back to work under those umbrellas again. And of course, Abby saying, the company pretty much lost a great asset because they lost money when he left. But anyway, it is what it is. We go to Jordan. Jordan is taking photos of the women when Devon walks in and looks on. And that's when Hillary really starts to get very sexy and leans over to see more of her breast action. I'm like, come on, girl, you're not taking pictures for a porn book or porn show video. Come on now, keep it classy, not trash. Then Jordan is saying Hillary is very hot after he take a break with the women, and he's kind of showing them a little of his photos of what he captured. Then Jordan asks Devon after the ladies leave, can he take Hillary out on a date? And Devon says, sure, go ahead. We're not together anymore. We're getting divorced. I don't care what she do. I can't say she's gonna date you though, but yeah, go ahead. So he said, thanks, dude. Instead of Devon just walking away from him saying, really, man, really? You know, that's what he should have said. Anyway, Lily comes home and greets Kane. He wants to talk to Lily about Colin. All that she want to do is have sex with him again, but he said, no, no, no. As much as that would please me, I gotta get, stay focused. I gotta leave in a few minutes, and then I really want to talk to you about my dad because I don't want you throwing him out on his ass prior to him not really, really not having nowhere to go. So Lila's not hiding the fact that she don't want Colin there. She's like, okay, how long is he gonna stay? Then he goes on to tell her it may not be too much longer because he got money for Jill. I mean, all her money he stole from her. And then Lily's question like, well, where he get it from? Because we know he ain't got no money and no contacts, not no real contacts that gonna give him that kind of money that he stole from Jill. So she's kind of questioning and she wants to find out the truth before she even really wants him to stay now that she knows something different about him. Then we go to Colin. Colin shows up on Jill's doorstep with her ring. Then he comes into her foyer area. He plops down on one knee. I'm like, Joke, if you don't get off that one knee before she slap you down and leave you handicapped, okay? But he holds up the ring like, this is what you want. This is what you said for me to get in order to come back into your good graces. So she snatches the ring out of his hand and she moves to the living room, leaving him there. Go to commercial. We come back. We have the woman. Well, the women and Jordan are looking at the photos that he feels that they should want in print out for whatever they're going to do around GC Buzz, or give to people in their promotional packages or whatnot. And Jordan asked Hillary, well, Hillary said she had to go take or review her notes for the show that they're going to have to tape. So as she's walking away, Jordan catches her and say, would you go out on a date with me, have drinks and stuff? And she goes on, kind of looks to the side. She sees Devon talking to somebody, a member, I guess, of the crew that works for GC Buzz. And she goes like, yeah, yeah, yes, I'm free. Hoping he would hear her conversation and know that she's going on a date. Because she's really just trying to disturb his manhood. That's all. Leave that situation. We go where Robbie shows up to talk with Ashley. Ashley tells Robbie he and her will only be friends. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Robbie starts to leave, but he comes back to tell Ashley why. Why is this has to be just a friendship? Is it way too impossible to have me more than just a friend? And of course, Ashley talking about this, that, and the other. I didn't want to hear what she had to say because it's all about her having a fear of what people think, pretty much, not what she really feels or what she feels like she should give a try to. Exploring the unexplored way of living. Anyway, Jill finally opens the box and looks at the ring and she's blown away. A huge emerald stone. That's the ring that Philip was intending on giving her, but of course, they had a bad accident. He died. And of course, Mrs. Chancellor found the ring and she pretty much proposed that Jill would never see the light of day of this ring. Ever. Okay, and she pretty much kept true to that promise because she didn't get it till after Mrs. Chancellor died, of course. Anyway, Colin is saying now you can have what you really want. Because that ring is worth more than Fillmore's and then some. Go to commercial, come back. Small talk is going on between Colin among Lily and Kane. Lily thinks he's into another scam job. Kane doesn't think so. We go to Hillary. Hillary accepts a drink date with Jordan. Then we go to Devon, stops Mariah to tell her or get information on Hillary about what they were talking about, or really what her and Jordan was talking about. And he's not liking that Hillary accepted a date, even though it was drinking dates with Jordan. I'm like, I don't know why. I don't really know why, because you the one told Jordan, he could ask her out. Duh. But then we go to Ashley. Ashley's still flirting with Robbie, but Robbie is telling her you were more so what people would think instead of doing what you feel. And he leaves on that note. I like, go ahead, go Robbie, go Robbie. Anyway, leave from that situation, we go to Jill. Jill is telling Colin, I'm not selling a ring. It's priceless, you idiot. The idiot was my part, but I just thought it fit with that scenario. Then Jill, I'm like, Jill, you need to stop living in the past. You cannot go. It's almost like she was talking to Philip as the scene progressively got towards the end. I'm like, okay, we need her to go and, talk to a doctor because she's snapping. She's going in the past, want to live in the past. And both people, Chancellor, Kay, dead. Philip Chancellor, dead. Okay. Whew, what is she thinking? Then Jill tells Colin she can't forgive. She cannot forgive him for lying or stealing from her. And Colin said, okay, I think I'll take that for now, but I'm not giving up on us. So he walks away, walks out the house. Then, Jill is taking off her ring that Colin gave her, and she's slipping on the ring and positioning on her finger, a wedding finger at that Philip had given her. And she's listening to what Philip had told her in the past. And she's like, yes, Philip. Yes, Philip. Yes, we can be. And I'm like, what? Okay, Jill, you're dangerously close to going into insane. You're going to have to come out of it. You're going to have to mourn his death once again. Mourn the death of what y'all could have been because that is not the state that you're in now. We need you to pull up, mourn if you must for a couple of days, but then get back to reality. Go for the gusto. In a sense, yes, Colin screwed you over twice, but you should never let him get to your accounts again if you're going to be with him. So, because it seemingly that's your life. He's funny, he's adventurous, and that's all what you like, pretty much. You just need to keep your money on lockdown. Okay, just give your money to Esther. She ain't going nowhere, and she's definitely loyal to a T. So here's what it is. That was my recap, my review on The Young and the Restless for March 7th, 2017. Thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's World. Oh, I'm sorry, Deb Chanel's 48's World. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And thank you for coming and viewing my channel faithfully. Please like and subscribe and share my videos, guys. Good night.